Hello, welcome back yet again. This is Blue Phoenix, aka Fresh, and we'll be looking at the bass for the track here in this tutorial, this section of the tutorial. So we're going to go ahead and dust off that Bazille synth you hopefully downloaded the demo for, and it is a very intimidating synth. But what we're going to do is just get our feet wet in this one. And we're going to load up a prior patch, or one of the library patches here. I'm looking for, I kind of flipped through a bunch of these, seeing which one I would like. Why don't we first put our notes in, and then flip through the patches. So, I think in the right octave. Alright, so when I started writing this, I had kind of an idea for a pattern, and it just kind of took form as I went, and it's hard to describe how I come about it. It's just kind of an iterative approach. First of all, these velocities, I want to be up around 100. I don't know why it's drawing those so wimpily. So we're in 16ths, and we're just going to shorten these notes a little bit. So we have a, so here's where your kick is going to hit. You're going to kick, and then da-da. And then we're going to have a longer one here. So that would be over here. So it's a kick, da-da, kick, da, kick, da-da. Kick. I'm looking at my notes. It's very interesting. Is that it? That's it. So we're using the Phrygian mode. So it's important to try to use that F note. That's the one that's a little odd sounding, I guess you could say, about Phrygian mode. So it's good to try to get that in there and get that sounding. So that's a little something to start with as we choose a patch. Obviously that's not a very good bass on its own. So I just kind of click around, and that's not bad. I mean, there's a lot of great patches here. But what I settled on was this beef bass. It's got a really nice sound to it. If we go back here, there's just cables everywhere. So this is a modular synth, so basically you just connect things together. Reds are outputs, and then grays are inputs, and you just put them together. We're going to program a few things from scratch, so I'll talk about that a little bit more as we get into it. But that's a really good sounding bass to start with. It looks like envelope 2 is tied into our filter cutoff. So I grab this decay here and just drop it all the way down. I think I'm going to take it back though. Leave it at 36. It's a little bit too long, for my opinion, or maybe the sustain is too high. Doesn't seem to be doing anything. Because the decay is so long. So anyway, that's something you can play around with. You can tell envelope 1 is changing the volume because of, it says it right here. That's a really good start for our bass. And once again, you can see it's at -7. So I'll change the output now. Boom. One thing I like to do in my with my bass is add a little bit of reverb. And you think, oh, that's crazy. You don't want your bottom end to have a bunch of reverb. But we can actually protect ourselves against that. So you bring in your reverb and you hit group. And we're going to call this reverb. We're going to create a new chain, call it clean. And we'll add an auto filter here to our clean channel. And just like pick a cutoff here. So let's do 300 hertz. What this is going to do is it's going to let the bottom end right through without having any reverb on it. And then the reverb, let's copy this and put it over here. I'm thinking some of these controls will do very similar things for us without having to do this, but for now, let's just see. Now this should sound very similar on or off. It's probably too bassy, right? Sounds about right. So now we can turn on our reverb here and get some of this stuff going here. If we solo this, make sure this is full wet, and it's probably much too. Let's try messing with this. We don't want a whole lot. You can overdo this. Turn on that pre-delay. It sounds real tight. Okay, so that's a bit much. What we're going to do is, let's rename this to high reverb. And we're going to group these together. And I'm going to just map the reverb. Oh dear, it's not letting me. Yeah, let's see. I have to map the volume of the reverb here. And let's take the reverb time. We might want to mess with that. Then we can map these up here. It's kind of annoying that you can't jump out, but anyway, chain volume. So we'll call this reverb volume and reverb time. So this is going to give us a little bit of control outside. So minus infinity all the way to 6. We definitely don't want to go to 6, do we? Yeah, that's crazy. So let's put 0 as the upper limit. And this reverb time, we definitely don't want to go all the way to 60 seconds. How about an upper limit of 1 second? It's being silly. Somewhere right thereabouts. My laundry's done. Oh, you know what? This is not working too well because it's cutting the frequencies out completely. So why don't we just go in here and just take this out completely, and that way, there we go. That sounds better. Okay. Now we can, we can kind of adjust those as we see fit. We can animate those later in the track, which can create some cool effects. So that's got some bass reverb here, and we're just going to add a little bit of a compression as well. I'm going to rename this to bass. My basses are orange. Orange. Just grab a compressor here, and just gives a little bit more beef to it. Try not to overdo that one. compressor, and then we're going to add, if we open up the patch here, you'll notice that velocity. Velocity's down here. It's connected to a lot of things, but mainly I can see it going into cutoff and also into this multiplex, which is also going into cutoff. So what we're going to do is velocity is apparently connected to cutoff. I like to take a MIDI plug in here, and we can adjust the velocity this way. Notice this. So this knob becomes kind of a cutoff filter. So why don't we just do that? Cutoff. Obviously, if the minimum is 0, it doesn't fire at all. So 1 should be our minimum. No, can't even hear that. So it's always a good idea to kind of, while you've got this mapping thing up, just adjust the range of it. 127 is a good max. Also means we can go in here and adjust the velocities and get different cutoffs at different velocities. So that's good. That's a good start. Got reverb. I think we'll stop here with this tutorial, and in the next one I'm going to build up some more sets of notes here. So this is kind of basic. And then yeah, we'll do that. All right, so hope to see you in the next tutorial. We'll build up some note lines and kind of get this thing going here. All right, see you next time.